Hi everyone, welcome back. I'm Monica.
And I'm Jack.
And today, Jack almost canceled this recording.
I really did.
He sent me a message that said, I can't do this today. My whole day was a train wreck.
Because it was.
So naturally I said, perfect, tell me everything.
Of course you did.
I mean, if your day falls apart, at least we get an episode.
Wow. So this is content for you?
Your pain, but educational.
That's cold.
Not as cold as the bus driver this morning.
See, this is exactly why I shouldn't tell you things.
Too late now, start from the beginning.
Fine. My day started with one of the biggest lies in human history.
Let me guess. Just 5 more minutes.
Exactly.
A classic mistake.
My alarm rang at 7. I turned it off, closed my eyes, and told myself, very calmly, just 5 more minutes.
Famous last words.
I woke up again at 7:46.
Oof.
The moment I saw the time, my soul left my body.
Dramatic, but fair.
I jumped out of bed, ran to the bathroom, brushed my teeth like I was in a race, washed my face, and got dressed as fast as I could.
Which sounds impressive.
It would have been if I had put on matching socks.
Wait. No.
Yes, one black, one dark blue.
Oh, in a dark room, that's understandable.
Thank you.
In daylight, though, still ridiculous.
There it is. Anyway, I ran into the kitchen, hoping I could still save the morning with coffee.
Reasonable.
There was no milk.
Oh, that's bad.
No milk, no breakfast, no time. I just stood there for a second, holding an empty cup, staring at nothing.
That's such a specific kind of sadness.
Exactly. That was the first moment I thought, this day is dangerous.
I like that line.
It really was.
You know, there are different kinds of bad days.
Oh?
Yeah, there are sad bad days, stressful bad days, and then there are chaotic bad days.
This was definitely a chaotic bad day.
Honestly, those can be the most exhausting.
I agree. Nothing was huge on its own.
But together, they slowly destroy your patience.
Exactly.
It's like your emotional battery starts at 100.
And by 9 a.m., you're somehow at 12%.
Yes, that's the feeling.
So I grabbed my bag, checked for my keys, checked for my phone, and ran out the door.
Please tell me that part went smoothly.
It did not.
Of course not.
I got downstairs, reached into my pocket, and realized I had forgotten my wallet.
No.
Yes,
That's the kind of mistake that hurts extra because it's your own fault.
exactly. If the bus is late, that's life. If I forget my wallet, that's me creating my own problems.
Very true.
So I ran back upstairs, grabbed it, ran downstairs again, got outside.
And saw the bus leaving.
You already know.
Because this kind of morning only has one script.
I was maybe 10 seconds too late.
Did you do the hopeless run?
I did the full hopeless run.
Bag bouncing, face desperate?
All of it.
And the driver still left?
He looked directly at me and kept going.
Brutal.
I know.
That's not public transportation, that's emotional damage.
Yes, and while I was waiting, I checked my phone.
Never a good sign.
I had 3 messages from my coworker.
Where are you?
Pretty much. The first one said, "Are you coming?" The second said, "We're starting soon." The third was just question marks.
That last one is always scary.
It really is.
What did you say?
I texted back, "Running a little late, be there soon."
Very calm.
It was a lie wrapped in professional language.
The most common kind of workplace message.
Monica.
Sorry, go on.
The bus came, but traffic was terrible. Every red light felt personal.
That's so true. The second you're late, every street becomes slower.
Exactly. Even time itself felt rude.
That's poetic for a man in mismatched socks.
Pain makes artists of us all.
Okay, that was good.
Thank you.
So when did you finally get there?
About 20 minutes late.
Ouch.
Everyone was already in the meeting room. When I opened the door, they all looked up at me.
The longest second in the world.
I said, "Sorry I'm late," but my voice cracked. A little.
Honestly, that makes it worse.
I sat down, opened my bag, reached for my notebook.
And
Wrong notebook.
Jack,
I know.
what was in it?
Random notes, a shopping list, some movie titles, and the beginning of a poem that should never be seen by another human being.
Now I definitely want to read it.
That is never happening.
Fine, not today.
Not ever.
We'll see.
Anyway, I tried to focus, tried to look normal, tried to act like a functioning adult.
Strong word, tried.
Exactly. Then, I knocked over my coffee.
There it is.
All over the table.
On your things?
On my hand, on the table, and a little on my coworker's papers.
That's terrible.
I apologized so many times that the word sorry stopped sounding real.
That's when you know it's bad.
And the worst part?
What?
The coffee wasn't even good.
That somehow makes me angrier.
I tried to order lunch, and then I made another mistake.
What now?
I texted the wrong person.
That's never good.
I meant to message my friend. I wanted to say, "This day is a mess. The meeting was awkward, the coffee was terrible, and I need a break."
And you sent it to...
My manager.
Oh no.
Yes,
All of it?
all of it.
Did you consider disappearing forever?
Briefly.
Reasonable.
2 minutes later, my manager replied, "Sorry to hear you're having a rough day. Let me know if you need anything."
That's actually so kind.
Exactly, which somehow made it worse.
Because now you can't even be angry. You just feel embarrassed.
Correct.
What did you say back?
Thanks, I appreciate it. Just having one of those days.
Good recovery.
I got to the restaurant, walked in, sat down, looked around, and realized I was in the wrong place.
No.
Yes!
No.
There were 2 restaurants with almost the same name on the same street.
That is evil.
I know!
Where was your friend?
At the correct restaurant, sending me a message that said, "I'm here. Where are you?"
I am so sorry, but that is the funniest part.
It was not funny in real time.
No, in real time, that's emotional collapse.
Exactly. That was the worst moment of the whole day.
Worse than the meeting?
Much worse.
Why?
Because all day I had been telling myself, at least don't mess this up. And then I messed it up. I stood outside that restaurant and honestly thought, maybe I should just go home.
Really?
For about 5 seconds, yes. I was just tired. Not only physically tired, the kind of tired where your brain can't handle one more mistake.
That's the real bad day feeling.
I sent a message, apologized, and ran to the other restaurant.
How late were you?
About 10 minutes.
Not ideal, but still recoverable.
It felt much worse than that.
And when you got there?
My friend looked at me, smiled, and said, "Wow, you look like you've had a day."
That's actually the perfect thing to say.
It was, because he didn't seem annoyed. He just saw me.
That's important.
Yeah. I sat down, took a breath, and for the first time all day, I stopped rushing.
That's the turning point.
It really was. We ordered food, started talking, and slowly, I felt normal again.
What did you eat?
Pasta.
Excellent recovery meal.
I agree.
Did you tell him the whole story?
I did. And halfway through, we were both laughing.
That's the strange thing about bad days. While you're inside them, they feel endless. But once you tell the story out loud, they start becoming funny. A lot of bad days don't end because the problems get solved.
That's true.
They end because your nervous system finally gets one calm moment.
Wow.
No, really. Sometimes nothing is fixed, but then you sit down, someone is kind to you, you eat something warm, and your whole brain says, okay, I can survive this.
That's exactly what dinner felt like. Not a miracle, just relief.
Very underrated.
So what did I learn? First, never trust 5 more minutes. Second, stress creates more stress. And third, if something important is waiting for you, don't let the earlier chaos poison it.
I love that. So if you're listening and today felt messy,
We get it.
maybe you just need one good moment before it ends.
A good meal helps.
Tomorrow is another chance, preferably with matching socks.
Please, let that be the minimum standard.
All right, that's all for today. See you next time.
Bye, everyone.